You'll just know when you meet the right one. No, you probably won't actually. All of us have heard messages like, when you meet the right one, you'll just know. And that's what we got from romance movies and love songs ever since we were kids. It's just all about that instant connection and love at first sight. Or at least how you feel around them in the early days, in the first few weeks and months. But instant chemistry isn't enough to make a relationship work. Chemistry is not compatibility. And you can be so attracted to someone that every detail of their being pulls you closer to them. It can feel like every cell of your body is pulling you together. They look like a work of art to you, and everything they do is adorable. And even their body's natural smell is just intoxicating. And I've had this before. I've dated girls that I knew were absolutely right for me. Every molecule of my being told me that this is my woman. And it didn't work out. Those of us who had disruptive upbringings often have messed up perspectives of what love is, residing in our unconscious minds. If we are used to chaotic models of love between or from our parents, we will think that love should be chaotic. If they were distant, we will think that love is distant. If they were obsessive, jealous, and controlling, we will do the same from our partner or tolerate it being done to us. And if love was difficult to come across, if it was something that we always had to work hard for, we will have big problems being able to receive it freely. We are likely to push away people who love us for who we are and who don't want to play games. How else could this look? Well, for a while I finally had dating down in terms of being able to approach a girl and talk to her, get her on a date, but I found that I often pushed girls away who expressed a strong interest in me. I suddenly became the world's worst perfectionist, and almost all of their flaws suddenly became the most important things that I couldn't possibly deal with. I've now been dating someone for more than 6 months, and I've had that urge to push them away. I've obsessed over minor flaws. I felt uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, but I'm still in this relationship. How? Because I looked at one very important fact of life, the thing that Hollywood and Disney don't tell you about, and it's this: love isn't just a feeling, it's also a decision. But what really drove my attraction to those women with whom I had so much instant attraction and chemistry, if I was to make a pie chart, it would look something like this. So we have this big part of the chart, which is their objective beauty. And yes, they were obviously very beautiful. But then what else? They're not fully available to me, so that must make them extra hot. I would forgive or not even see huge red flags just because of this overwhelming attraction and perceiving their lack of consistent interest as a challenge that I could fix. This is the type of woman with whom I just knew she was right for me. So because that impulsive compass of feelings was broken for me, I used my wise, rational brain instead. For a long time, I had a list of the characteristics and qualities of my ideal woman. That's a good practice, and you can do it right now. So take a pen and paper and pause the video now if you need to grab it right away, and write down what you want in a partner. But not only that, because human beings aren't a Build-A-Bear, but also ask yourself, why do I want it? Filter out stuff that other people said you should want and write down what is truly important to you and why. And then prioritize the critical things over the nice to haves. Having done that, I can look at the person I'm with against those criteria. And she's doing pretty well at the moment, but obviously it's still very early days. And sometimes different people, not even people that you date, but just people you interact with in ordinary life, can add things to that list. And it can also work the other way. In the days before we became official, the conversations I had with other women made me appreciate my now girlfriend even more, because the personality traits that she has that are on my list are so rare. But going back to my point about thinking rationally when emotions aren't reliable, if you're used to unhealthy relationships in the past, it might feel like you're missing out on that roller coaster by being so rational and writing down long-term value traits rather than just being, oh my gosh, so hot, feels. But I think in some way, this is more natural. When you have super strong feelings for someone that you don't really know, do you really, truly have feelings for them? Or is your imagination of them and the imagination of the relationship that you think you could have with them what attracts you? And what if it's okay for things to just start slowly? When and how something happens is as important as the fact that it does happen. Perhaps you can only really love someone in a true way, and not just an emotionally entertaining way, once you actually get to know them. And that takes time. There's no guarantee, and it might not grow into that, but maybe, just maybe, if it did happen, after choosing someone based on those wise choices, that love could be more real. Thank you very much for listening.